In a studio that's in a basement comes the epic story of how two friends changed the future of the movie podcast game forever. The reviews are in. Boys Life magazine gives the High Sci podcast 4.5 acorns. The Daily Bugle says, these guys are super legit. And Pope Francis declares the podcast as life-affirming. From the kid who tried to get smart with David Spade and got fucking old.
You're still out. You're still bad.
And the guy who can name all four Baldwin brothers.
Alec, William, Daniel, and the baby boy, Stephen.
Live from the studio of his parents' basement. The Have You Seen It podcast.
Hello and welcome back to the Have You Seen It podcast. My name is Mason Knight, and sitting across from me is the one and only Cash Kraus. But before we begin, you guys could please be sure to like this video. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, as we drop videos here every single day. And comment below, tell us what you think, what you want us to react to next, what you want us to review next. We'll try to get back to each and every one of you. So without further ado.
Yeah, smash that like button.
I got to start using that term because I hear all the YouTubers use it. You know, smash it.
Yep, smash that.
I feel like you would go through a lot of mouses and keyboards if you just constantly smash the like button.
Smash that like button like guys are getting their faces smashed in this movie.
Good segue. God, you're so good.
I know.
You are
I'm a talented man. We know this already.
We do.
And
I bring it up again, right?
Yeah.
There's really no point.
Please, I'm sick of hearing it. Okay.
Of course.
But yeah, a lot of face smashes in this one.
Yes.
We are doing, of course, the Raid 2, not the Raid Redemption 2, the Raid 2.
Right. Which, you could have just called the first one the Raid and then went the Raid Redemption. But
would have been so smart. But yeah, if you haven't seen it already, go back and watch our first Raid. If you don't know what it is, it's an Indonesian martial arts action film.
Yep.
Action-packed. We fucking loved it. Right?
Absolutely. The first Raid was great.
Yeah.
Really good.
Came out 2011, so it's a throwback theater, and then today will be throwback theater as well.
Foreign Film Fridays, actually.
Just kidding. Foreign Film Fridays. You're right. Kind of a mix of throwback and a foreign film. Kind of a throwback. The Raid 2 came out in 2014. I mean, that's not
less than a decade.
I don't think we should declare that as a
can't really classify that.
No. But yeah, so Foreign Film Friday, because it is, like I said, Indonesian.
Yes.
And they are, of course, fighting in the Indonesian martial arts. I'm going to try to...
not butcher the name?
Yeah, it's Pencak Silat.
Pencak Silat.
Or maybe Pencak Silat. Maybe that's...
maybe.
But that is like the umbrella term for like all the Indonesian martial arts.
Oh, okay.
But... crazy fighting style.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Quick, I mean, it's like use your entire body as a weapon.
And I think, fighters, boxers, mixed martial artists have got to take note. They got to find out what they're doing for cardio because these guys have infinite gas tanks.
Well,
it's really impressive.
What I loved about the second one, and I love the second one, is the main bad guy, the main assassin.
Yes.
His thing is like fighting guys after they already fought 100 guys. Do we even know if this guy's that great of an assassin? If he's only fighting people that have fought or
work smarter, not harder.
That's true. This guy,
if you're an assassin,
he's got great timing.
He does.
He's got phenomenal
I will
timing.
say though that he gives it away when he's dragging the bat. I mean, a lot of people can hear that from all.
I'm not talking about that guy. That's Bat Boy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Bat Boy and
Hammer
Assassin Girl.
Hammer Girl. So there's Bat Boy.
Bat Boy and Hammer Girl sounds like a really fun sitcom.
Bat Boy, Hammer Girl, and the assassin is the guy with the curved blades.
Oh, okay.
The ram blades.
Right. Yep.
He's the one that's always fighting people after they're done fighting hundreds of guys. Yeah,
he's always in the whatever those. What are the jumpsuits?
It's kind of it is like a Adidas tracksuit.
Yeah, tracksuit. There we go.
Oh, you might even think he was Russian the way he's wearing those tracksuits. Yeah. But yeah, that guy, he loves fighting people right after they fought 1,000 guys, and then he comes in. He's like, he's the big the big cheese, the big dog. But yeah, awesome fighting. I learned because it's pretty much all the same people from the first one. The main guy is Iko Uwais, who we've seen in The Raid, the first one, and of course in not Lord of the Rings, but Star Wars: Force Awakens.
Yes.
Yeah. But he's back in this. This movie takes place 2 hours after the finale of the last film.
It does.
2 hours.
Yeah,
I love
picking
that.
Up right off where it left off.
I love that. Yeah, 2 hours. So he's back in it. The guy who played Mad Dog in the first one, he's in it. He's not playing the same character.
No, he's
I was
not.
kind of confused about it.
Yeah.
Because it'd be tough for him to come back from the throat.
Right.
The glass to the throat.
It'd be really hard. I mean, people have done
If
it.
anyone's going to do it, though, it's going to be Mad Dog.
It's true.
But no, he didn't. He didn't walk away.
I think that happened in the Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, someone
Someone
you're
did
right.
survive that.
They're
so it is
superheroes.
possible.
They're superheroes.
That is
though.
true.
These guys are close to being superheroes, though.
Yeah, the head cop, though, didn't last too long. They blew his brains out.
Yeah, he unfortunately didn't have a
And they
huge
didn't bring
role in the sequel.
And they didn't
He
bring
must have
back
been
the
disappointed.
actor either because they never showed his face when they shot him.
Yeah.
It was like this weird camera trick.
I can imagine him being like, no, I don't think you need me.
I'm good. Like for a half day, like just bring in some.
For all we know, that guy's a very
prominent
actor in Indonesia. He probably was. I mean, because he was playing the older cop. So, I'm not going to come back for it. And he didn't even have lines.
Yeah, that's not even a half day on set. That's just like you
That's
show up,
30
let's get it
seconds.
done. Yeah.
But yeah, when this movie starts and when any movie starts is someone gets their head blown off by a shotgun within the first 5 minutes, you know you're in for a fucking ride.
You're in for a ride, yeah. For sure.
It's not going to be just a normal action film.
No.
That guy took the shotgun blast to the dome real tough.
And that was one of many deaths. I do have to bring this up, though, because like it's really cool how they kind of misled me here. Because obviously we see the character Rama go to prison, right?
You're right.
And I'm thinking, okay, so this is really cool. This is the Raid 2. So all this fighting is going to take place in this crazy prison.
Yeah,
right?
and I liked this story. For the second one, it cranks everything up. The violence, the action, and the story also. I like this story. It was kind of a mob boss, kind of like the new Leonardo DiCaprio movie with Jack Nicholson.
The Departed.
The Departed. Well, remember, he's got to go into jail or whatever
Right,
to get
yep.
closer to the mob. It's kind of that. It's a really good story.
It is. It's a
But
complex
it
story.
doesn't last very long in the prison. But we get an awesome when he's in the bathroom stall.
That fight scene was cool.
When he's just sitting there. That's the worst when you're taking a shit and someone walks in. Imagine 50 guys walk in and they're all banging on the door. Like,
they're all trying to kill you.
1 second.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to pinch it off.
That's
Trying to wipe real fast, trying to get out.
Right. It's just not a scenario you
Wait,
want to
guys,
be in too often.
Not a scenario, but you do not want to be the first guy through that door.
No, you don't.
That guy jumps in, he immediately slams his head on the toilet, breaks his neck. You
Didn't
don't want
last
to be
too
the
long.
first guy.
No.
You want to be like the 8th guy in.
Right.
The guy
Well,
that's
even then, it's a little tricky.
maybe like the 15th guy where they're dogpiling. That's kind of where you want to be. But yeah, awesome fight scene. All the fight scenes, like I said, are just cranked up. You couldn't think they could crank them up for the first one. But man, they fucking crank them up.
in those little subtle things in those fight scenes where you see Rama shut the door and then beat the shit out of 3 guys in super close quarters.
Yeah.
And like it would be
Oh, it's fine in a phone booth.
it is. And
Literally.
like if you aren't professional and that choreography doesn't look good,
Yeah.
it's so cheesy and fake. And you're
Yeah.
like, this sucks. But this looked really awesome. The door shutting made sense, and he's beating the shit out of these 3 guys in a small room.
That's the best. The best choreography doesn't look like it's choreography. It looks like it's just a random fucking street. And that's what these fights are like. When you're watching the fight, they're just picking up like random objects and throwing it at the guys and stuff, trying to distract them.
Yeah.
It's just it's not like polished or anything. It's very rough and very, very just random. Like when he's fighting even in the warehouse, he's like picking up like the crates and tossing them, and then he's fighting guys and he's tossing more things just to keep them at bay while he can fight these 2 guys
Right.
and then let them come in. It's like, I don't know, it's very well planned, but it doesn't look super polished like a
Well,
like
and
a
you
James
see-
Bond film or
Yeah,
something.
you see a lot of like movies where you have like 5 villains, right? And they're like doing the Street Fighter thing.
Yeah, exactly,
Waiting
yeah.
for their turn to come in.
In this one, like guys are slipping, they're falling over. Even the main guy's slipping and falling, but it's like it's random. And like I said in the first one, it's just desperate. It's desperate fighting. They're using anything they can to fucking to win these fights. But yeah, I love the prison fight, love the mud scene, and that. And the choreography is fucking fantastic. I do not know how they shot the car chase scene.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did that. I really. There must have been a guy hanging off the side of the car with a camera. It must have been so fucking dangerous.
I will say I would not be surprised.
Yeah.
In Indonesia, like they probably do that
I think I heard
stuff.
it was where like the cinematographer was like hanging off, and then they had another guy hanging off the other side. It's because that fight scene is so insane and so fast paced, but it's I don't know, it's just wild. But yeah, the prison scene is great. Prison scene's shot great because it's shot almost like it's one long continuous shot. I mean, there's obviously tricks pulled in there, but when those guys are coming with the knives or whatever, and they know they're coming, he's got to like take the handle off the stick or the broom.
Yeah, the mud fight scene too in the
So
court.
awesome.
I'll just call it a courtyard because I don't know what it is. Prison yard.
Yeah.
But yeah, that mud scene was fun too, dude, and that got wild. And I gotta say, for
the cops are coming in and
not
all
the smartest strategy by the riot police.
Oh
here.
my God! Well, I didn't think it was
Prison
just going to
guards.
be chaos, man.
And
It was
was.
brutal. Remember the one guy's tearing the guy's head?
Yeah, literally trying to break his jaw in half, and then one cop's getting like stabbed in the throat 100 times.
Yeah,
I'm
another
like,
guy's getting beaten
"Oh!"
by like 8 other guys, and they're being drowned in mud and shit. It's wild.
I would say,
But then then backup comes.
Yes.
And then it's bad for the prisoners.
yeah, and I'd say a tough day at work if you're a prison guard.
Tough day.
Yeah,
You lost half your squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably some of your best friends.
Your best friends died, and now you gotta
I'm taking
guard
some
these assholes.
I'm taking some PTO.
You have to.
I'm taking a little
Mental
time
health
off.
is really important.
For
And if you
one,
just watch your
every
friend-
prisoner there had a weapon.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
So why are the guys even being involved? Why not just let that play out?
Yeah, let it play
You
out.
can't afford to go in there.
You
and,
can make a Deadpool, and just bet on some
Yeah.
fights, and then just clean up the mess after the fact.
because you can't afford to lose 30 men, I can assume.
You can't.
But it was a bloodbath.
It was.
But that's how a good story. That's how he got close to the main boss, the main mob
his
boss.
kid.
Yeah, because that's the whole kind of thing is
Well, he saved his life.
he had to because remember the first one, it was all corruption. They ended up being the cops were in on it or whatever. I mean, the guy that gets blown up at the start and gets shot to death.
He was a
So
corrupt
now
piece of shit,
they're
too.
going further down the rabbit hole to see how they were involved. So now our main guy has got to make his way into the family. He's got to get high up. He's got to do some crazy shit for him, and then he's got to eventually make it so they can have proof and evidence. Because it's the main bad guy's son is the main character, and he's a piece of shit.
Uko is a bad man.
He's murdering his dad.
Shoots
Cold-blooded.
him point blank in the
Cold-blooded.
face. I'm like,
No hesitation.
you didn't even let the Benjo guy shoot him in the face at least? No, he's like, he just looks at his dad.
Well,
he's
remember,
like,
Benjo
"I'm
only
sorry."
fights people when they're after they've been.
In all fairness,
So he's like, that old man's a little fresh for me right now. Let's just take him
why
out.
don't you take him out? Yeah, you got a gun, right? Just,
Yeah, do something. But yeah, he's ruthless. A good bad guy though. You end up fucking hating this guy.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But
He's not a good human being.
Yeah, because he's screwing the Japanese over.
Yep.
It's funny too. It's good writing because at first he thinks he's gonna start a gang war or whatever, and then the Japanese guy comes in. He's like, "No, we're good."
Yeah. Well,
And he's like, "Oh, what?"
like, huh? Well, and then his father apologizes too.
Yeah.
He never thought
No.
What's his name? Bun Gun or something like that?
I can't remember.
Anyway, his father.
Bun of War. But oh no, that's the guy that was in the head of the police.
Ban Gun. Ban Gun is his father.
Yeah, he's the kingpin.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that took Uko by surprise a little bit when his father apologized. He seemed steaming.
He
about
was,
that.
yeah.
And that was kind of what led him to shoot his father in the face.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, I would say there's probably a lot more beneath that.
A lot of things building up to that point. Not just
Usually, you
that.
don't just shoot your dad in the face
No.
for one bad move, but
not typically.
usually a lifelong. But yeah, that's when he couldn't get the turf war going. That's when he sends old Hammer Girl, Bat Boy, and the assassin to kill, which are just fuck. This is the tempo of this movie is so phenomenal. It just it never stops. It never lets up.
No.
You get maybe 5 minutes of little talking, little stuff going, and then just right back into fucking action.
And you're so right. Like with a film that takes 2.5 hours, our biggest complaint is, okay, you could have cut out a half an hour of this film. Yeah. You didn't need it. But the pacing of this film was really phenomenal. I totally agree with you. It kept me intrigued the whole time. Again, with the subtitles, Ken Dog doesn't typically like it, but he loved this one too.
Oh, and I got a story about that. I had to rent this movie twice because the first time I rented it, it only gave me English dubbed. Didn't even give me the option.
No way.
I rented the one that was just English dubbed. So I had to rent it again.
Dang it!
Because I just can't watch the English dubs. It's so bad.
It's tough.
It's so bad.
Well, and
for this one,
never
it's
matches up with the subtitles ever.
Well, it never matches up with the lips either. I mean, the
that.
dubbing is always horrible because obviously two different languages. But in this one, it's like they had like a one guy voice like 5 characters.
He's like trying to do different voices.
It might have been Gareth Evans, the director. For all it's like they had one white guy in Indonesia to do like all the way, even like the female voices. But so I had to rent it again. But it's so much better subbed.
That reminds me of Kung Pao.
Oh yeah, Kung Pao.
Remember
So
those?
good. Yeah,
I'm Betty, you son of a. It's like one guy voicing all the characters.
It was, yeah. But I would definitely recommend the subbed over the dubbed. It's much better.
I would recommend that all the time. Like even when you're watching Sacred Games or anything.
Yeah,
the dub is never as good as the sub.
But yeah, tempo and pacing in this film just phenomenal. What I was getting into was that the Hammer Girl scene in the train is so good. Yes. Another really tight quarter scene. But those hammers, man. When she hits that one guy, he just goes up. Like, you don't want just hit me once in the head with the claw hammer and end it quick. You don't want to get the guy that gets riddled all the way up his body and then a final blow.
And on the sharp end, too, of the back.
Yeah, and she's fucking hitting and dragging people. Funny enough, that chick, no martial arts background. Had to learn the entire thing for the film.
Wow, good for her. Incredible? She did a great job with that. I would have never guessed. I would have thought she was a pro at it.
Oh yeah. Oh, it looks so good, dude. It's such a cool scene when those guys take the little knives out and they just know that they're fucked, dude. Some crazy lady with sunglasses with 2 hammers on. You know it's yeah.
And see, that was cool too because I kept wondering why she was wearing sunglasses.
You knew it was gonna be something. She's blind.
Yeah, she's got an eye gone.
Never explains it. Never gets into it. Just adds another layer of coolness to that character.
In some ways, kind of reminds me of like a Tarantino character.
Yeah.
You know, kind of that quirky.
She probably got her eyes snatched
different.
out at one point. Old fucking Cobra Claw.
Let's talk about Bat Boy.
Bat
Boy.
Well, let's talk about the sound editing or the sound design. So good when he's pinging off those fucking heads. Yep. That's exactly
Coming from
what
a guy who played a lot of baseball.
Yeah.
That sounded great.
Yeah, the aluminum bats just sounded fucking ding, ding, ding when he's hitting those guys, man. And that's both hammer and bats brutal weapons to kill someone with because it's never a one and done.
No,
you got to really pound a guy with a bat.
You do.
It's so broad. You got to keep hitting them.
I love that scene where the bat literally gets stuck in the guy's face.
Oh, well, that's that's Bat Boy that gets his own bat. Unfortunately,
right? Yeah.
Gets a taste of his own bat.
He does.
Quite literally.
Yes.
But yeah, when he first introduces him and he's taking those guys out, it's just, I don't know. For like you said, I mean, if you ever held a baseball or not a baseball bat, you know it has kind of an odd weight to it. You know, it's not balanced. It's heavier on one end. And you can tell when he was throwing that bat that it had that weight to it too.
Yeah.
It was just really, really well done. And what a great. If this guy had not been a killer, he would have been a great ball player.
The accuracy.
The way he can position those balls.
No joke, man. You see center field shifting over a little bit, you're just like, all right, there's the gap. I'm hitting a double every time.
And he hits.
Too bad.
He hits him on a rope.
And here's the thing.
Line drives, you would not want to take that thing to the chest. You'd be dead.
And I know the assassin world pays well. But hey, baseball players make like $100 million in a couple years.
So. Yeah, well, the greatest in the world.
Right. Well,
I don't know how much.
The way he hit those baseballs, he was one of the best.
I don't know how much Indonesian baseball players make, but I don't know.
In all fairness. But hey, we get a lot of like Dominican Republic baseball players.
Because they're fucking great at baseball.
But hey, this Indonesian's really good at baseball too.
Yeah, I don't know. Great.
Send
Indonesian
them over.
Baseball.
Send them over. Get them in a minor league right now.
Cubans, actually. Cubans
are really good too. Yes.
Those are the ones you gotta harvest early.
Right.
Because they're great ball players.
They have great genetics over there in Cuba.
They love baseball.
Yes, they do.
Hate America.
Well,
love the pastime.
Yeah.
Which is so odd.
It is.
They took the one thing that was so American that no one else played. They're like,
well, I don't know if the people necessarily hate us. I think it's more of their leadership.
I don't think they even hate us anymore. I'm thinking like
I'm
thinking it's like 70s and 60s. Yeah, I think they're pretty chill on us at this point. But yeah, man, that baseball scene was awesome.
It was.
When the guys, and I love toss it back. Toss it back.
Yeah.
And the guy throws it. What does he say? He's like, you're gonna regret that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trust me, you would rather have taken the ball to the head than me.
For sure.
Hit you 80 times in the head with that fucking
break your
baseball.
kneecaps first. Yeah. It's not fun.
But yeah, I love just the inventiveness of these side characters is so fucking great. We didn't even talk about the main guy, the main assassin, Benjo, who kills Mad Dog, our old friend. And Mad Dog in this one, he's his name isn't Mad Dog. It is his name is Picasso in this. And that's Yayan Ruin who plays
Benjo's the guy with the limp, the Japanese leader. Or Bejo. Not Benjo, but Bejo. I'm trying to find the assassin.
Oh yeah. It doesn't say his name. He's literally just the assassin.
The assassin. So
I thought that because it says assassin. Yeah, that's his real name. Sisif, Ruff, and Rama. And both him and the guy with long hair they both play shinobis in John Wick 3.
Yes, that's right. In the final battle scene,
he's the two guys that they fight. Remember? Yeah,
the glass house or whatever.
So awesome! Yeah. It's so awesome that the John Wick guys would get these guys.
Well,
it's the best,
yeah.
the best,
and the best around the world.
That's why John Wick was so good. It was just a collaboration of these fucking phenomenal martial artists. Yeah. But yeah, that this guy who doesn't have a name, just called the assassin, he kills Mad Dog, who's not called Mad Dog. He's called Picasso, and he's an assassin of the other family. And this one, he even looks worse. He's like a hobo.
Yeah, he doesn't look great.
Yeah, he's got long hair. Again, you would think you saw this guy on the street, you'd be like, fuck, this guy can't do anything.
I did like his character, though, because in a lot of ways, Rama was kind of mirroring what his life could have been.
Yeah.
You know, because this guy had a lot of tragedy. He had a wife and kid.
Yes.
He never saw. Because he was so engrossed into his work.
You can't, yeah. Selfish to even have kids, to be honest with you.
But Rama left his wife and kid for 3 years.
Well, he got
to go to prison.
We didn't even talk about that. He got screwed. He was only supposed to be 3 months.
Yep. And they go, wow, what do you think we care, kid? You're in here now. You know?
Oh, I would quit.
I don't know if you can quit and just walk on out those gates.
Well, no, I mean, I would quit after I got out. I'm not.
Yeah.
Why would I still be in
that? Yeah, you guys screwed me over. I spent 10 times the amount of time.
I'm just literally. Yeah, exactly. I'm just. And the wife had no idea where he was.
Nope.
Just thought he disappeared.
What a loyal wife.
I know.
Because, man, if he just up and leaves for 3 years and you're still married to him.
After 3 months, I'm gone.
Yeah, well, for sure.
I maybe give it 3 months.
Yeah.
I maybe give it
3 weeks.
If you're not calling me back in 3 weeks.
3 weeks. If you're not returning my calls, I'm going to assume.
But you got to thought there probably was like a nationwide manhunt for this guy or something.
At some point. Missing persons report, right?
Yeah, so 3 years is so long. It's the point where you grieve, get over your loss, and then to have him come back, it's like you got to go through all those motions again.
It's like Castaway, you know.
Oh,
he
yeah, exactly.
Comes back,
and it's like, no, we moved on.
Yeah, my life is completely different now.
No one just is going to wait for you. It's not a fantasy land. But yeah, everyone had no one had a good relationship with this one. But
and I like the writing of this too, because obviously we focus so much on the action and how incredible the choreography was. But again, this is a completely different story than the first.
Yeah,
and I thought they did a good job of like laying out the story, because it is in some ways rather complex, but the way they ended it was perfect. Like with the bug.
Yeah, it is complex. That's why it did remind me of that Departed like story where there's a ton of working pieces in all this. But yeah,
and I love that when Uko thinks that Benjo, whatever, was the one who planted.
Yeah.
And he shoots him in the face a few times, which is awesome because you realize.
And Benjo, Benjo's the guy with the limp, right?
Yes.
He's the real sickly one. He's like a Prince Philip or something. He's just
for sure.
weak. He's real weak. A big piece of shit.
Yeah.
Always those kind of guys. But yeah, he's real sickly, real just struggling the entire time. But when he yells at the guy, he starts like coughing blood at the start. He's just not doing well. Yeah.
Tuberculosis?
It's an odd disease to have this late in the game.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, he's not doing well. But But before that though, we got to talk about maybe one of the longest fight scenes is the kitchen scene. A scene that goes when you think it's about to be over, it goes another 5 minutes. Yes. It's such a long fight scene. I think it took 3 weeks to shoot.
Wow.
Yeah, just this fight scene.
I believe it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Three fucking weeks. And all these guys were working together for 16 months choreographing this before.
I don't doubt it, man. I really
16 months, and they said a big reason for that is because none of the punches are pulled. They're all full speed, but all the guys are just at the very last second letting up. They're getting hit. They're just letting up, so it's a softer hit.
That's okay. Seriously, when I was watching this film, I didn't know that, but I was watching this and I was like, I was really impressed with the choreography because it actually looked like people were getting punched.
Yeah,
now that you bring that up, I'm like, oh wow.
Because when we see in Hollywood when people get hit, it's camera angles. Someone's getting
always,
but really you're like a foot away, and the person's just going, oh. In this one, people are getting hit, and they said that was a big part of the choreography before they started filming. Is because when they started filming, they need to make sure that if someone got hit and he got hit too hard, he wouldn't retaliate. That all these guys would have a good enough chemistry to where they know it wouldn't be a problem on set to where if someone get hit and then the next guy is hitting the other guy too hard. Yeah. Then you got guys that are just real fighting.
Yeah.
It's a problem on set.
Yeah. It's a problem. You're not going to get very much out of them.
Yeah, but these guys they're throwing those fucking punches. It's fucking wild.
That kitchen scene, though, I love that. When it opens up and Rama kind of walks in and then all... The chefs, the cooks.
Yeah, we've seen this before. We're out of here.
Yep.
This happens quite a bit.
They casually walk out, and I just love that. There's something about that, It's kind of that John Wick-esque.
It's coolness to it, yeah.
Yeah,
it's awesome, yeah. But yeah, immediately they knew. And that fight scene is so cool because it's first, it's like Darth Maul testing Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
I love that you use the Star Wars reference.
Of course, before he takes out the double blades, he got to go, because at first, remember, he's fighting hand-to-hand, the assassin is, until he starts getting his ass kicked. Right. Then he's got to go double blades. Of course. And not to mention, before this, our main guy had fought hundreds of other guys. He's torn to pieces, and now the assassin's like, okay, I think my time's up.
I think it's a good time to interject here.
But it's such a good fight scene, man. They use every part of that kitchen. Yeah. I mean, every part. They go to the ovens, they go to the wine cellar, they use every part. And by the time these guys are done, they're like Swiss cheese.
Yeah, I kept thinking, though, when all that wine fell, I was like, oh, man, I wonder how much wine that was.
Oh, probably a lot.
So much money in wine.
Well, these were mobsters. They were big money.
Rich.
Big money, yeah. But yeah, man, that fight scene is so good. It lasts so long, fucking long, and it's brutal. When they're at the point to when they're just like taking turns slicing, and then he gets him like the tie clinch, and he's and then he puts him back in the clinch. It's so fucking awesome, dude. But the scene when they're just going at it, just knifing each other, it's fucking brutal. I don't know how that guy's still standing.
No, I don't know either.
But our main guy comes on top, ends up giving a little knife switch, takes a knife from him. The bad guy knows it's not good when that happens.
No. You're probably going to lose the fight. And he goes, damn, I should have let this guy fight another 50 people.
Yeah, exactly. Then maybe my odds were, or I should have brought 3 knives. So I'd still have the upper.
The spare. You always got to bring a spare. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. But it's such a good fight scene. But yeah, our assassin is killed in that one.
He is.
I don't even know what the death blow was.
Not quite sure.
the autopsy might tell us, but
yeah, it
might have been the stab to the heart.
Maybe we'll find out in the Raid 3.
Might have been the throat slit.
Yep.
Might have been the stab to the jugular.
Or just, the loss of blood.
Blunt force trauma.
Right.
Could have got him easily.
Could have.
There's a lot of things that could have went to his death. But yeah, speaking of the Raid 3, right when this one came out, there's a ton of rumors and shit going around that they would get right back into another one. And Gareth Evans even said the next one would take place 2 hours before this one ends or something, because the last one takes 2 hours after. It was something weird, like 2 hours before it ends. But he said eventually he wound up moving back to England, and he didn't want to get tired of the franchise, so he said he'd take a break from martial arts movies.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Because these are good films, man. I mean, this
Great
is like
films.
a John Wick type of thing where it's like every film you're waiting for, and it's not more of the same. This was a completely different story,
I know.
completely different feel and atmosphere. I really actually enjoyed this one as much as I enjoyed the first one.
Yeah, it's
even though it was pretty different.
They're both fucking great. Yeah, I love both these films, but I understand too. I get where Gareth Evans is coming from. Is you don't want to be typecasted as the guy who only does martial arts film when you want to do other shit.
And too, the character Rama said he's done. So where do you take the story there? Do you have a new lead?
No, it's going to be, hopefully, my theory is it's going to have some time is going to have to pass until we get another one. 2024 will be 10 years.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the kind of thing that you'll have to, the third one they won't be able to go through the story of it takes 2 hours before or after, because obviously the guys are going to be aged, because you have to do that right after.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
But I would love, it definitely deserves a third one. Yeah. I mean, it ends perfectly. Where
it does.
It doesn't end on a cliffhanger or anything.
Yeah, there's definitely...
he ties it up.
Satisfying.
And that's the satisfying thing. He didn't end it like he thought, okay, there's going to be 3 more.
Right.
Like Fast and Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just leave it kind of open. Where you leave it kind of open
stop.
because there's gonna be 9 more. And even if he ended in the first one, it would have been tied nicely. But he ended with this one nice. So yeah, maybe one where it's a little later in the years.
And I do, going back to Gareth Evans, I do understand his point, and he proved his point too, because Apostle was really good.
It's great.
That was a 2018
yeah, exactly.
Netflix film.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, and seeing those, you just know that he's gonna have. And from seeing these films, he's more than just a martial arts director. Is that guy's got some serious fucking talent and a great eye too for cinematography and scenes like that, because they're very creative. But yeah, I loved it.
So did I. I liked it a lot.
Two of the best, my favorite martial arts films. Yep. Just so high octane.
I'm glad you showed me these, because I don't know if I'd ever know these even existed. Honestly.
Oh yeah, man. These are awesome, and this was the only Indonesian film to reach the IMDb top 250.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not on there anymore, but it was on the list, top 250.
Nice.
And I was lucky enough to see this one in theaters, and it was fucking awesome to see in theaters.
Cool. Yeah.
All right, anything else on it?
Nope, that's it. That is our review for the Raid 2. If you guys are watching on YouTube, please be sure to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single day. It really does help grow the channel, guys, so be sure to share this video. Social medias. You can follow us there. You can find our podcast in audio format, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Stitcher. If you guys want some Have You Seen It merch, you can find that link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Kraus, and until next time.
Bye.